The Supreme Court ruled to preserve women's access to a commonly used abortion drug for now. Joining me now is constitutional law attorney David Cole to explain what the ruling means for the future. Good morning, David.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for joining us this morning. So first I want to ask you, could you explain what this ruling does for now?
Yeah, this is a temporary ruling. The original ruling that took this drug off the market a couple of weeks ago had a little time built into it to allow an appeal to take place. And that's what's been happening the last couple of weeks to the Federal Court of Appeals for the state and then up to the U.S. Supreme Court yesterday. And the Supreme Court said yesterday, all right, whoa, everybody just go back to square one. Things are going to stay as they were until this court case comes up through the regular process. And there's an argument scheduled in the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit in mid-May. That's the next step in that regular process.
Okay, so what should we look for next in this case?
Keep your eyes on New Orleans. There's a panel that will be sitting on May 17th, I believe it is. We should know who the judges are about a week or so in advance of that hearing. It's obviously the eyes of the world will be on that to see what questions they ask, who is on it, and what ideological philosophies they may be bringing to it. And then you can expect a decision in a case like this that's important that they want to take their time on a month, 2 months after that argument date. So for the time being, it's hurry up and wait with one very prominent court proceeding taking place during that period of waiting.
And the ruling was a 7-2 vote. So what did you learn from the opinions about how the issue may be debated once the case eventually goes back to the Supreme Court?
But it was interesting to see that two courts, of course, ruled the other way. The district court stayed the use of this drug entirely. The Fifth Circuit, on its way to the Supreme Court, stayed some of that order, but allowed a lot of it to take effect. Here, 7-2, a substantial majority of the Supreme Court says, no, wait a minute, let's not jump the gun. While we're considering the case, let's keep everything the way it was before. That's a more measured approach to this issue that either the trial court or the Fifth Circuit took. And, well, it's one preliminary ruling. You can't read too much into it. It does suggest a little more hesitance at the very top of the court system to make radical changes than you might have seen in some of the lower levels so far in this case.
Very important things to note there. Well, hey, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me this morning. I know you're a busy man, but we learned a lot, obviously, from what you just told us. So, again, thank you so much.
Appreciate
and you
it.
have, yeah, you have a good morning.
Bye-bye.